Welcome to our series on Ignatian wisdom, lessons from the Autobiography of Ignatius. I'm standing in front of a painting. I'm not quite sure who the painter was in terms of this copy of this print either, but I'm pretty sure it's a Venetian painting. But today we're going to Venice with Ignatius. After he leaves the Holy Land, he meets up with his companions who travel directly from Paris over in wintertime over to Venice, and Ignatius meets them in Venice. And their idea was to go to the Holy Land, to live and work there. This time they'd be with an education, and also we saw last time how they were ordained in Venice, but they could not get a ship to go because of the warfare between the Venetian Republic and the Turks. And so they're stuck in Venice for a year. They resolved to wait for a year, and if a year comes up, they couldn't able to go to the Holy Land, they would find another alternative, which you'll see later on. But when they're in Venice, something special happens to them. In the Autobiography, during that year, they could not find a ship for the Near East because Venice had broken with the Turks. When they saw their hopes had diminished, they dispersed throughout the domain of Venice, and with the intention of waiting out the year they had decided upon, and then if there was no chance of getting passage, they would return to Rome. During this year of waiting in a Venetian area, what they did was they made the spiritual exercises again, among all of them together. And then they would do some pastoral work. In twos or threes, go out to the various towns, villages, and cities in the Venice area. And what they did was they did pastoral work, and it was very fruitful for them. This becomes a model for Jesuit training. After a long period of academic training, as the companions had in Paris, to train the heart, to balance out their intellectual training with pastoral experience. And that's what they did in Venice. It becomes a model for what Ignatius terms later on the third-year novitiate or tertianship, which every Jesuit does before his final vows. Make the exercises, engage in a variety of pastoral work, but also becomes a model in terms of Ignatian education in various Ignatian schools of doing community service, where it's not just, it's not only important to train the mind intellectually, our students, but also to train the heart. And that's why so many schools now have community service components to their normal curriculum, whether it could be something that's done after school or on weekends or immersion experiences. But part of the whole education of the person is not just to train the intellect, but to train the heart. And the roots of this is what Ignatius and his companions experienced during that year in which they waited for a ship to take them to Jerusalem. Thank you very much.